So this is episode 13 of Bottom Club to Top Club, and our quest continues to take Albion Rovers up to the Premiership. Facing us in this episode is Kelty Hearts, who have been on a miserable run in League 1, and considering how far they were ahead of us in League 2, that is quite a surprise. They looked like they were definitely League 1 quality. If you have a look at the table, you can see they actually only went down by 2 points. Stirling, who went up as second through the playoffs, only get 14 points, and I would say that we are probably closer in skill level to Stirling than we are to Kelty Hearts. What could be in our favour before we get into these matches is that their defender is needing a rest, one of their defenders who has performed quite well this season, played a lot of games. Nathan Austin, their main striker by looks for, who scored 10 goals, is out through injury, and that'll be for 2 to 4 weeks, so he could be out for both legs. And another one of their key players, Jamie Barjonas, is suspended too. It looks like outside of their first 11, they're lacking a bit of sharpness, and as 2 of these players are going to return for the second leg, we'll be hoping that we can make the most of the first one. We also had the luxury in the last match of playing quite a young squad, so our team is pretty fresh. And we're going with a regular 11, which is Benny in goal, Birch at left back, Comerford and El Zubaydi in central defence, Mahmood in right back, Balmer, Riley in central midfield, with McKechnie, Wilson and Duthie just behind Donnelly up front. I'm going to play Wilson, whose rating has dropped lately, 3-star. He is also known for not being one for the big games, in which case we're going to have to bring on Jenk. We'll see how he gets on at the beginning of this game, so we're going to head straight into it. We have lost every game which we have previously played against Kelty Hearts. One was quite an embarrassing result, 7-1, way back at the beginning, when we just took over Albion. And I want to remind them of that. We do owe them some revenge. We have a full house here for this game. Well, we were meant to have a full house. I think I'm seeing some empty seats there. Or is it just red jumpers? Yeah, it does look like it's pretty full. We don't have that many stands, so I think it's about 1,500 something that have arrived. And it's off to a pretty even start, and we even get the corner to begin with. But Biabi gets on the counter from that corner, and we luckily defend it quite well. Mahmood plays it into Donnelly here. McKechnie gets it through to Wilson, who's not a big game player, but he has turned up with a big game goal. That's 1-0. Lovely little bit of interplay between all of our central players there, resulting in Wilson getting in on goal and smashing that past the goalkeeper, who says he's not a big game player. Apparently my scouts, and my coaches, and my assistant manager. 27 minutes gone, we're still 1-0 up, but Kelty Hearts will come at us. They do have a chance here. Leach, just outside the box, gets it in. From Miller to Arnaud, and Arnaud scores. Our lead did not last long. They had a lot of players there on that left hand side for the throw in. They then all moved into the centre of the box, and it caused a lot of confusion. We've had more chances, we had more possession at the moment, but we'd have to make that count. This ball goes out to McKechnie, but he loses it. Mahmood collects it up and tries to get through to Donnelly, but we lose it again. But we do manage to get through to Donnelly, who isn't quite as clinical in there as Wilson was earlier. But a corner comes of it. Birch gets it in. It's headed clear to Biabi. We've got a free kick now, just outside the box. Birch whips this into the back post. Comerford gets there. I think it hits the post initially, rebounds out. Was it Comerford that got in there again? He's offside anyway, it doesn't matter, but there's about 3 players all touching that ball before it went in the net. That's 2 we've had now. 1 offside. Riley to Duthie. He's taken out, and is that in the box? It looks like a pretty close one. It is deemed in the box. I hope this isn't Mahmood, because the last time he took one he didn't score. But Donnelly took it. He does score. We managed to make it 2-1. I do think that we need to score another one and keep it at 3-1 if we're going to have any luck to go to Kelty Hearts away and take a result. We've totally commanded this game so far. But we've been in this position a few times and allowed teams back into it to at least draw. We don't seem to lose much, but they do get that draw from us. So we'll send them back out. hoping that they can keep up this momentum. We look like we're the fitter team. You'd hope that also is going to play into our hands later on in the game. Wilson now has it in central midfield, plays it to Donnelly. Nice ball over to McKechnie. McKechnie runs down that right hand side. Eventually gets the ball all the way back over. It's out to Birch, who now comes inside. It's a very poor ball from him. Unlike him, normally he goes to the byline and then crosses it. Riley now has it. He tries to again to find McKechnie, but is easily defended. Kelty Hearts are really suffering at the moment with their fitness as we try and take full advantage from this corner. Riley gets in there, but his shot rebounds off the defender. I think it's out for another corner. It is. Birch is going to whip this one in again. Gets it to El Zubaydi, but it's easily saved. Another attempt here. We've had about 5 corners in the last few minutes. This one we do take advantage of. Duthie gets it in. He's becoming quite well known in these parts for using his head. Got in there at the back post. Does give us that 3-1. Can we make it 4-1? They look absolutely knackered. I'm going to bring on some fresh legs because we have some. We have Johnston, who's really been poor this season, but he can come on and bring on something. Says he's a bit complacent though. So I think what we'll do instead of bringing him on, switch Duthie and bring on Mackenzie, who is also complacent but I trust a little bit more. And put Wilson back in that midfield role and get Jenks on. That should freshen up that inside of midfield. Hopefully give us enough to grab another one. But it looks like the game's going to run out. We collect it easily when they try to ball over our defence. Wilson plays it to Mackenzie, who's just come on, out to Birch. Birch continues. Mackenzie gets it inside the box. Lovely little bit of play there. Mackenzie got it to Donnelly, and Donnelly passed it over to Duthie, who doesn't miss from that kind of range. We really are redeeming ourselves from some of the hammerings which we received from Kelty Hearts last season. Our team's had a really good game. I'm quite surprised when I read that Wilson wasn't a big game player, and he's not really performed so far this season, but in this game it looks like he has. Hopefully Kelty Hearts don't get one back here right in the dying death of the game. We seem to have defended it well, but the highlight's not over yet. They do get another ball in, but Birch clears it. Riley's got the opportunity, plays the rogue at Arnold. Justin puts it wide. Thankfully, that gives us a 3-goal buffer going into the next game. And I'm really shocked, actually. When I looked through the team and I seen that they were weakened, I was expecting to maybe clinch this. Maybe even a draw at most, because they were so far above us last season. Maybe we've came much further than I recognise. The fans in that one stand get to enjoy this. And the results elsewhere are seen. Airdrie beat Peterhead 5-2. Alloa beat Morton 1-1. And just a boring draw with Dumbarton and Wraith. And we're about to head back into our second game with Kelty Hearts. I'm just having a look at their team right now, and they're still weakened. The rest of the team really lacking sharpness. They got youth players on the bench. Austin looks like he is still out after all. Higginbotham, who causes a lot of problems last season, he looks like he's fit enough to come back on, so we'll see what squad they actually go with in the team. We're just going to freshen it up a little bit, and we'll go with this squad. So we're just making 2 changes. We're bringing on Jenks from the start, with Wilson moving back into that central midfield, and Riley's going to move across to the more defensive role. And we've also got Robertson coming on for El Zubaydi. All going well, we can make more changes during the game, but I don't want to risk making way too many changes from our first 11 quite yet. I'm just going to keep encouraging them. That seems to work, rather than putting expectations on them. You can see Kelty Hearts really got to be down on their luck, feeling a bit miserable at the moment. They've lost most of their games in the last 5. We've won most in our last 5. So Barcelona gets us in from the corner and they score immediately from 3 minutes. First opportunity they've got. Again, this is our weakness. We struggle, and they are going to create more chances. They are at home. We've got to hope that their legs run out quicker. Benny plays it to Comerford. He just tries to play a long ball, which is not really the style we're going for. Benny tries again, this time going to Robertson. Plays it to Riley, who gets it to Jenks. Not really moving forward so far. Although if they try this patient approach and it pays off, then that's fine, but It seems we got a little bit of luck there. Gets out to McKechnie. Donnelly was in the box. I think he's onside. He is onside. We get another one back. That takes it to 5-2 now on aggregate. They have to score 3 again to equalise this tie. Quite a simple bit of play that in the end. Came from a bit of slow build up till we seen the opportunity arise and then we took it. Again, we're doing some nice little intricate play. We get it out to Birch. Birch, there's plenty of players in the box now to pick out, gets to Duthie. Back out to Birch. Gets in, Donnelly's there again, but he can't quite place it past the goalkeeper. Already you can see how tired Kelty Hearts are. Their whole back four, pretty much 3 of them are tired. 2 of the midfielders are struggling. Their striker at the moment is getting pretty low too. Our main issue seems to be Comerford, one of our main defenders. Justin plays into Biabi. Arnott. He should have scored there, thought he was. Looked like there was a massive gaping hole in that goal. It's been much more even. We have controlled the possession. I'm going to praise them for that because that's controlling the game here. Mahmood plays it from the throw-in. It somehow finds McKechnie in the box, but can't do anything with it, and they break away on us. Miller here running down the left. Miller gets it in, and Justin scores again from a header. Our defensive woes continue. Our defender as well, the right back, never really done enough to put pressure on the winger. It's too easy for him to get that ball into the box. I think we have to make some changes now. We've got a couple of players that aren't really performing in this leg. But we're just going to go for fresh legs rather than focus on those who aren't playing too well. It's probably too big a game really to bring on Mackay for, but I didn't have much options. I'd rather bring on some fresh legs up there to keep the pressure on at the top. Our defence really is the last line of defence. If it gets there, we are in risk of conceding a goal. We almost get punished again this time from a free kick. They only have 4 minutes though and they need to score another 2. We managed to defend it this one. Tried to pick out Donnelly to counter, but they've got 2 defenders there. Play a long ball which really works. It did get all the way into our box there, and if we could have done a little bit more, they were definitely in. About to get red carded as well, so it's gone from bad to worse. We should be about safe now. Just going to make a sub to run the clock down. And as we're going to need Comerford, just going to change to quite a strange formation, but we should be able to see out the last 3 minutes with it. You can see though, by playing that high line, if it doesn't quite work the ball over the top, then we can defend it. We've got the time to get back. Justin gets in though. He does score. Just going to change this to a little bit more of a recognisable formation here. We have an opportunity at the other side now. Doherty gets down this right hand side, down the left rather, but Donnelly's offside. Is there going to be one last chance? We haven't got a red card now. Oh dear. Oh, sweaty palms. I thought that was going to go in and that would have been the goal which scuppered our progress, but it isn't. The strange formation didn't kill the tie. We still go through. We scored enough goals in the first leg. We'll find out who we have in the playoff final, and it looks like Airdrie. So Airdrie were in 3rd place at the end of last season. I don't believe their form was even that good. Towards the end of the season they were losing quite a lot of games. They even lost a game to us. But it's a 2-legged tie again in the final playoff. So we'll come back to that in the next episode. And we could be on with a chance here. So if you've enjoyed that episode, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.